finally, here on Voices, groups that work with AmeriCorps across the country and here at home are sounding the alarm about the decision by the Trump administration to dismantle AmeriCorps, cutting many millions of dollars in funding. We recently heard from the local Habitat for Humanity, one of the many organizations that employs AmeriCorps members.
Losing the support of AmeriCorps is a tremendous blow to our efforts at Habitat, not only in Buffalo, but across America.
Overall, in New York State, $30 million in funding is getting cut to AmeriCorps. It affects more than 40 programs. One of the organizations that will see a major impact is Mission Ignite in Buffalo, which provides STEM training and refurbished technology to people who wouldn't necessarily have the resources to get that on their own. Carr-Barmasse is Executive Director of Mission Ignite, and she joins us live here tonight. Christine, it's so great to get your thoughts on this because, you know, we think of these cuts to AmeriCorps obviously having an impact on the things we see AmeriCorps out there doing, but they're also working with so many other organizations like yours. Tell me about the connection and the work that you've done with AmeriCorps.
Yes, thank you, Michael. Our agency is almost 30 years old, and we have been providing technology training for all of our years, including reconditioned corporate computers that are deployed into our digital literacy programs. And the members that we enlisted, we've had our grant for about 6 years. And this year alone, we were optimistic for about 40 members to contribute to our community. And so we are at a pause with the workforce that we deploy not only to our agency, but to other agencies to help fill this gap.
And Christine, what happens now moving forward? I mean, do you go to the New York State government? Do you go to other funding sources? I mean, how do you make that up?
Yeah, so it'll be 2 weeks Monday that we heard that the contract with all the commissions across all the states had been shut down. We have been internally looking at how we can rearrange our own staff and come up with the resources. We're certainly working on communications and letting our constituents know, our members, and our supporters. So it's a gap that we don't necessarily know how to fill just yet, but we're in this pause, and I'm hopeful that the lawsuit, which includes, I think, 21 other states, will be reviewed, and that will at least have a pathway forward for the rest of our contract, which ends at the end of September.
There are a lot of people who support trimming back the size of the federal government and making cuts here and there. But some programs like AmeriCorps enjoy very strong, bipartisan, overwhelming support. What would be your message to, the decision makers out there, whether it's the White House or it's Congress, as to why you think this was a bad idea?
Yeah, and we all want to be vigilant with dollars and consider the right choices. But, these folks are considered like the domestic Peace Corps. They enlist for a period of time in which they dedicate that service back to improving our communities. So we're hopeful that the bipartisan objective will be to reevaluate and to continue this. And we know that many of even our political folks have gone through the AmeriCorps program in their early years as a make their pathway. It is a workforce environment in which you come out of either college or high school or re-enter the workforce, and you get to use those skills that you've just gained and make an impact for others.
Yeah. Carr-Barmasse, Executive Director of Mission Ignite. Thanks so much for sharing your thoughts on this. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right.